Good afternoon. My name is Alina Shoutsova. I'm an immigration attorney from Brooklyn, New York. In today's Legally Speaking seminar, I would like to talk to you about the consequences of missing your court hearing, immigration court hearing. I meet many people who have immigration court orders of deportation or removal issued to them because they were afraid to come to court. They come to my office and they ask me what can be done now. Those orders of deportation are the hardest to deal with because very often, unfortunately, people do not have a valid excuse that would allow us to open the case. And the most devastating consequences come not even from the fact that the person has an order of deportation and now they cannot fix their immigration status in the United States, but from the fact that there is what's called a 5-year permanent bar. 5-year permanent bar. For those who missed without a good excuse their immigration court hearing. It means that they must serve that bar for 5 years before they can apply for an immigrant visa. Consider this situation. A person did not go for the immigration court hearing in 2005. Why? Because they listened to their friend or they listened to somebody they knew, and that person said that, listen, don't go there, they will deport you, you shouldn't be going there, maybe it will pass, maybe they will not find you in the United States. Okay, so the person didn't show up. Today, 15 years later or so, the person is married to a US citizen. They have 3 or 4 beautiful children, and the person really qualifies for a waiver. It can be 2 waivers that the person may qualify for, I-212 and I-601A, for example. Whatever the situation is, there is a chance of a waiver. But now what happens is that when the person is going to file for that waiver, even if the waiver is approved, and if the person leaves the United States, he or she may be found inadmissible for 5 years. 5 years, the person will not be able to come back to the United States due to that permanent bar. Okay, it's different from 10-year permanent bar. It's a 5-year permanent bar because of the missed court hearing. So it's a very serious situation. So what would be a good reason not to for that permanent bar to be applied to you? Well, first of all, if you did not know about the court hearing, very often it happens. Basically, you are informed the immigration court about your new address, but immigration court did not update its records and send a notice of a hearing to your old address. Or, for example, what happened is that you had a serious medical condition, or your family member, close family member, had one, or maybe your lawyer didn't inform you about the hearing, even though he or she should have done so. Maybe the address that the court had on file does not exist, and the notice was sent to the wrong place, and you never received the notice. So those are the best cases when you did not receive the notice, because we can reopen the case in the United States when you did not, when you were not informed properly about your hearing. We can reopen those cases in the United States. There is no time limit when it can be done. And what's good about that you also don't have to pay a fee to reopen a case like that. But for example, if you were late for your court hearing without a good reason, if, for example, you changed venue and somehow didn't show up to the new venue, those would not be good reasons to miss your immigration court hearing, and serious consequences, as I explained, would apply to you. Interestingly enough, if you missed your hearing a long time ago, before the law changed, before, I believe, April 4th, 1996, if I'm not mistaken, then the 5-year permanent bar will not be applied to you. So it's important to know when exactly the situation happened, when the hearing was missed. The point is, do not miss your hearing, even if you do not have a good relief, or so you think. It's usually a good idea to show up and figure out what you're going to do afterwards, and just not to show up, because the consequences of not showing up are more drastic than any deportation order that you may receive. Just remember that. And you can read more about various situations on our website, www.shoutsova.com. Thank you.